episode 2. We made it this far.
We've come such a long way.
Today, I think we've got a little game at
Oh,
the
yes.
start.
So, again, not sponsored, as with everything that has been in the episode so far. But we've got a little card game I'm going to show to the camera called We're Not Really Strangers. And it's basically just a card game you play with your friends or your partner. And there's 3 levels. It's level 1, 2, and 3. And it's each level is meant to connect you to each other in a deeper way. I've played this with so many people. It's actually also my housemates. Shout out to her for providing the goods.
Yes.
But today we've decided maybe we'll pick a card and we'll discuss it as a little icebreaker because I hate icebreakers. But this is a good icebreaker.
Yeah, and it's also a great way for our audience or our listeners to kind of get to know us better, but also hear about our opinions on things.
Exactly.
But we love giving our opinions on things, don't we?
We do. Now, shall we start with a level 1 card first?
I'd say go hard on 3. Nah.
Okay, we can.
No, I've seen 3 and they're very
2 out there for us.
yeah,
not
out
this
there for us, but just at episode 2, it's like, what's the one thing? Like,
trauma.
what's your,
It's like trauma dumping.
Yeah, it's like, well, what's the one dream that you didn't do and achieve, and how do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah, that's too heavy for our listeners
Exactly.
at this point in time. Okay, this is a nice and easy one. Do I seem like a morning person or a night owl?
You?
Yes.
Okay.
But we've lived together, so I also know. I think you know the
Yeah, I
answer.
mean, we do. You are a night owl. Oh, no. Wait, are you a morning person?
I'm a morning
No.
person. Whoa! I'm a morning person. It's just hard because I do shift work.
Oh, no. I feel like, okay.
I am a morning person.
But I've seen you. I mean, I've seen you in the morning. Yeah, okay, I get it. Because I think I got confused because I do see you in the morning and you're a bit drowsy when we used to live together. And you're like, hey, but then you do get stuff done.
Yes.
So,
I just going back to the episode 1. Girl math. I need like that 1 hour after I
Yes,
actually wake up
you.
to physically wake up.
Yeah.
But I am very much more productive in the morning. I am so much happier in the morning. By like 9 p.m. I'm ready to go to bed. Like just lie down, not even.
No,
sleep,
I get what you mean. And then just be on your phone.
But I feel you're a morning person.
You're right.
I knew this.
Yeah.
But you would wake up earlier than me a lot of the times when we live together. I just feel like you have more energy when you first wake up because it's the same when I run. Like, it's not hot in the morning.
That's true.
You have so much more energy because after work, sometimes, especially in summer, it's like 30 degrees after work sometimes at like 5 p.m. I can't run at that heat.
No, you cannot.
No, so.
Not in the summer. And you're a runner. You're a marathon runner. You have
Not
a marathon
yet.
runner on our hands.
Not yet, guys. It's coming though. I'm just putting it off.
Wait, are you still doing it?
No. I'm doing it
Okay.
next year.
Okay. Oh.
So tune back in next year.
This is season 2. Yeah, okay. Morning person. We both are. I think that's just how we were raised.
I
well.
also believe so, yes.
Because, and just give you a background on how we were raised, but like in the Philippines, it's classes like in the morning, like in school, and afternoon classes.
Yeah.
So, which
I have
boggles my mind.
flashbacks of being like a 5-year-old going to school at 5 a.m. in the Philippines.
Because school would start at like 6
Yes.
for you and finish at what, like
1?
Yeah,
Yes.
1 or 2, and then the next afternoon class would start at 2 and
2,
then finish at 5 or something
Yeah.
like that. But the smarter kids would be put in day classes, from what I remember.
Is that the morning class?
Yeah, the morning
yeah,
classes.
that's
Yeah.
I'm obviously always in the morning class.
Yeah.
I never even linked it to that. Wow. There you
But I think
go.
it is because like we had to be awake and be ready for school at such an early time, and like your teachers would be like, "Why are you not awake?" Or,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
that's
blah,
so
and then
true.
You'd get punished. So I think that's what it is.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. That's also some background of our life in the Philippines before we moved here.
Before we moved here, when we were like
Young.
young,
I was 7.
same. So
Mm.
we spend more time in this country than we actually have in the Philippines. So
Yes.
we are Australians.
My passport says I am.
That's
so-
what the passport says. Anyone who wants to question it, my citizenship says that, and my
Yes,
passport
exactly.
says that.
All right.
Cool.
Well, that was good. We'll do another one next time.
Yes, every episode we'll do one.
Yes.
So you guys get to know who we are. I will put this question up in the episode on Spotify, and you guys can answer yourself.
Yes, because we'd love to hear who amongst the listeners are morning people and who are night owls.
Correct. So in today's episode, we'll be talking about a few things, swearing on the podcast, and then things that we've learned moving out of home.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited.
So in episode 1, I and you may have let the F-bomb slip a couple of times. I have bleeped it out in editing just to save us the E, the big explicit
Yes.
icon on the podcast apps. So I thought we would discuss today whether like what we should do regarding swear words.
I think we should not use swear words
I agree.
as best as we can.
Yes. So in the world of podcasting, there's two big no-nos.
Yes.
You can't say the F-bomb. You can't
Yes.
say see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
The C word. So I'm saying it like it's a law that you can't. You can, but then the moment you do, you got to put it as explicit because there could be kids listening.
Yes.
Could be families in the car listening. So we can say shit.
That is interesting
Yeah.
because it's still in my head a taboo word.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just said it twice.
I know. But because I don't really watch TV that's on like daytime TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember I just tuned into some channel and someone said the word shit on it.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
was
thing.
shocked.
Yeah, me too. Every time I hear it on the radio, and I think they're allowed to say it a couple of times, I was like, ooh.
I still feel like, whoa, I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to say this as a child.
And you know what's funny? Actually, speaking of swear words, like in movies, right?
Yes.
Like when you like an M here in Australia, which
Yes.
is rated M
Like
for
mature.
mature audiences. But in like America, it'd be like PG-13. So
Interesting.
so they can in a PG-13 movie, they can say one F word.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like even that's a bit too much for a PG-13.
Sometimes they're very clever at like when they want to use it. So
There you go.
and we can like say it. I've got the bleeping here, so you'll hear the bleeping noise, which is like
Yes.
I've got it.
Yes.
But I think growing up as well.
Absolutely. I remember that's why I feel like backtrack to the word shit. This is why I feel like it's still taboo because as a child, when our older cousin Mart got a dog, shout out to Mart and his the dog Sandy.
Oh, okay.
Bless Sandy, we miss her. When Sandy first moved into Mart's house, she was very excited, and I must have been in grade 3, so still pretty fresh from the Philippines. Sandy was super excited, jumping on me, trying to lick me, and I was like, shit, 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 in front of my dad.
Oh,
and my dad,
crucified.
Oh yes, my dad got very angry at me, and that's why I feel like in my head it's still taboo to say shit.
Did you learn that? Wait, why did you say that?
I'm either heard it at school or from Mart.
Classic, isn't it? That's where we learn a lot of words, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. The best influence.
The best influence. Our oldest cousin.
Yes.
I love to swear. I really
do. When I get really into my stories, I swear to add like a more dramatic effect.
Oh, because it's fun. It's like it adds emotion
Yes,
to
exactly.
it. Like you can use the F word in like, oh, I'm really happy.
Yes.
But or you can use it, oh, I'm really pissed off.
Yes. I don't really say the C word much.
I love the C word, but I don't use it in like a derogatory. Yes, I can't say that word. Derogatory manner. I use it as like a, hey mate.
I don't even say it like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's probably something I never got used to.
Interesting.
But yeah, interesting. I definitely say the F word a lot, but I try not to as much when I'm talking to
Yeah, I mean, I do say the F word a lot. Like on a daily basis, I reckon I say it every 2 sentences.
Oh, yes. Might
Not
be
good.
The
like,
West Side in us too.
Yeah, but also Jesus would not be happy about that. Because we were always taught that like swearing is not a thing you should do.
Yes, exactly. And growing up Catholic, it's very bad to swear.
Mm-hmm. Like punishable.
Yes.
By death.
Well, not by death.
No, but like a spanking.
It's a sin. That's what it is. I wasn't spanked, but it was a sin.
Is it a sin?
Well, that's what my parents told me. I don't know if
well, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But I do use the C word in like a friendship way. But yeah, I will avoid it here. I know I'll let it slip. I know I will, but I'm going to make it a challenge. Let's make it a challenge where we try not to use the F word.
It's a challenge for you not to say the C word. Because it's not a challenge for me.
Yeah, no, I think it's easy for me not to say the C word.
Yes.
I do sometimes say it a lot when I'm really pissed off.
Yeah.
Or really riled up about a situation or a person, and I'll say this FC.
Yes. Football club.
Yeah, this football club is really getting on my footy. Yeah, So no swearing.
No swearing. I agree with this.
Oh, we can say dick.
Yes, I don't think dick is a swear word.
Bitch isn't either.
Bitch is not a swear word.
Love it.
I think that's why I don't say the C word, because I probably call someone a bitch instead.
You shouldn't.
I know.
All right. So you and I, Hazel, both live out of home.
Yes.
Meaning away from our parents.
Yes, which is very big in the Asian culture.
Yes.
A very no thing to do,
Yeah, it's
unless you're
more-
married.
And neither of us are.
No.
So how dare we? How dare we pack our things and live our own lives?
I know.
I moved out earlier than you
Yes,
did.
I actually moved out quite late in Western societies.
It's so funny because I remember when you were moving out and like your parents were like, who are you moving in with? Blah, 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 blah. All the great conservative questions
Yes,
any
of
caring
course.
parent would ask their daughter, right?
Yes.
Their 27-year-old daughter.
Who has traveled the world alone multiple
Yeah,
times.
Exactly. But you never know.
You never know who she's going to live with. They might kill her.
Exactly. But you moved in with me and Vincent. Like we
Yes.
found a house together.
Yes.
Vincent is my partner, and all of a sudden, like
Everything was okay.
everything was okay.
It was like,
and I
oh.
was like, also like, this is unbelievable.
It was so funny because I remember when I made a decision, I just told my dad that I was like looking for places to
Yeah.
move out to, and he
Yeah.
was so unhappy with me. And then we found this house.
Disappointed.
And so disappointed, yes. We found this house, and then you and Vincent needed a new place to move into.
Yes.
And then I told them, like, I'm moving in with Mario and Vincent. And all of a sudden, my dad was like, oh, okay. Is it just the three of you? And I was like, well, no, we have another person with us.
And 2 cats.
And 2 cats. But then my dad was like, oh, that's okay. Marion and Vincent are there. It'll be fine.
It will be fine.
And in my head, I was like, oh, will it
That's
through?
like they needed that.
Yes, for their own
Transition.
peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it helped the decision and them being okay with you
Yes.
moving out
Yes.
a lot more okay because you're living with your cousin, your gay cousin.
Your gay cousin.
Again, sinful. But it really made them go, I'm not worried anymore.
Yeah, I'm not as worried.
Yeah, I'm not as worried.
I think it's also just because, firstly, I'm an only child,
Yeah.
like you, but I'm a girl. So it's
Yes.
different. Because for some reason, boys get away with so much more.
Yeah, in society.
Society, yes. So obviously, and my dad's being very overprotective of me. So there was a lot of anxiety in him.
Yes.
When I moved out.
About his one and only daughter.
Exactly.
Which makes sense.
Exactly. But I think it's worked out for the better.
Does it feel like it strengthens some people's relationship with their parents as well?
Absolutely. It's strengthened mine.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring that up is because we want to run through some of the stuff we've learned from moving out.
Yes. Actually, segue. The reason why I thought about this topic was shout out to my partner Jacob. The story he's dreading that I was going to bring up.
Let's hope you and Jacob don't break up because
Oh, no,
listening
don't
back
say
to
that.
I'm just saying. I'm not cursing it or anything.
Oh, no. I thought about this topic because when I first moved out, was not the best cook.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
I was there watching
Yes,
you
exactly.
cook.
Yes, I was tired of eating like crap for myself, so I got better
Yeah.
over time. And God bless Jacob. We were making dinner, and I asked him to make guacamole. So I gave him the avocados. Turned around.
Mexican?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
Mexican. We were Mexican. Sorry, we were making
yeah,
Mexican.
we're Filipino and Australian.
We
Yeah.
were making Mexican. I turned around, I gave him the avocados, and was like going on with
Yeah.
the minced meat.
Yeah.
And when I looked back at him, Jacob has cut the avocado straight in half, including the seed.
Through the bone.
Through the bone. And I was initially just more shocked because I didn't realize my knife was that sharp.
It's the black knives.
Yes.
Oh my god, those are not
The
sharp
black
at all yet.
IKEA knives.
Yeah.
But he cut through the seed.
How much pressure was he?
He said he
Put
didn't even
together?
apply that much pressure.
Wow,
so
strong
he's
man, Jacob.
Yeah,
strong man.
But I had never seen that happen before. And
I don't think you ever will.
no. And I asked him afterwards what he learned from that experience. And he said that he will not cook with avocado anymore.
Yes. So for our listeners who might never have cut avocado before, you don't cut through the bone, the seed. You cut around it.
Yes.
And I think any chef would agree to that.
Yes.
And if you don't agree to that, and if you were taught the other way, please reach out
And
to
tell
us.
us who taught you that.
Yeah, tell us who taught you that and then get some help.
Or also, what's something you have done in the kitchen that you thought was the correct way and then you found out was the wrong way?
All right,
Well,
so this is one of the things on my list that I learned after moving out, that you can eat the stalk of a broccoli.
you didn't know that?
No.
What? Interesting.
Maybe I grew up rich, but
That was
when
just
I
a
moved
cup
out, I
of
was not rich.
broccoli.
Yeah, okay. So here's how I kind of learned it, because I love adding broccoli to my lunch.
Yes,
right?
protein gains. Sure.
And I was buying it like just fresh broccoli.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, a lot of this is going to waste.
Yes.
It really is. Because I would just I'd cut off the florets and then I'd throw out the
stalk.
And one day, my friend, whose partner is a chef,
Mhm.
said to me, you know, you can eat the stalk. And I'm like, but it's hard. And she's like, you can just like boil
Boil
it,
longer,
steam
yeah.
it, cook it longer. And I was like shocked.
Interesting.
And I felt like, girl math, I felt like I was making money.
But for years, you were wasting money.
But yeah, that's one of the things is like, you can eat the stalk of a broccoli and you can cut it up. And now I cut it up into like little square
Yes.
pieces and easy to digest.
Jumping on top of that, so like my ex partner and my ex housemate.
Wait. Yeah,
Sorry, it's two different people. Two different
Ooh,
people. My
I don't
ex
know this
partner
person.
and my another person, separate person, ex
Yep,
housemate.
makes sense.
Both thought the leaves of a spring onion you can't eat, and they only eat the stem part.
Oh, I actually knew someone who
Would throw away the
Would
whole
throw-
leaf
yeah,
and
yeah.
only eat the white part,
Yeah. Mm.
which is like in Asian culture shocking because we use all of it.
Yeah.
So I remember like one time I watched both my ex partner and my ex housemate, separate occasions,
Yeah.
cut a spring onion
Yeah.
and throw away the leaf part, and I was shocked. I was
Yeah.
like, what a waste.
Were they of the Caucasian
Yes, they
descent?
are.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Shocking? No.
No, unfortunately. But I was shocked that it went in the bin. I was like, what? That was a waste. We could have garnished with it.
So they grab the spring onion.
Yes,
The green part,
yes,
which is basically the spring onion,
yes.
gets thrown in the bin.
Yes.
And only the root,
The
basically.
root, yes.
The branch of the spring onion
Yes.
gets
Like
used.
used, yes.
Nah.
Yeah, and
No.
my ex-housemate was like,
blasphemy.
he asked me, what do you use the green part for? And I was like,
That's the whole deal. That's
yeah,
that's
the
spring
best
onion. Yeah.
part. And it's weird because he loves like Vietnamese dishes.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you never noticed in all your like
Literally.
Vietnamese takeaway?
Yeah, like literally, if you had a banh mi, there's like the green bit, like not cut, just a piece of
Literally.
it in there
Yeah,
for you
exactly.
to chew on.
So I think that rocked his world, like broccoli did to you.
Love learning.
Yes, we learn from each other.
Yeah. All right, so I didn't go with the obvious, like, oh, you know, it's expensive to pay
Mhm.
bills, blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously, if you don't know that, grow up. But my first one on the list, well, actually my second one, because I said my first one already.
Yes.
People have different levels of cleanliness.
Yes, I actually have that one too.
Oh, wow. Oh.
It's probably because we live together.
Yes. When I first moved out, obviously I moved out with some housemates.
Yes.
Actually, no, that's a lie. When I first moved out, I moved out alone
Yes, I
in a
believe
tiny
so.
little apartment. So I had no level, like my level of cleanliness was what I've known in my
Yeah.
life, and that was quite clean.
Yes.
And then I moved in with housemates just to spice things up. And, you know, it does get a bit lonely living on your own. So I moved in with the housemates, and I was definitely shooketh at
Absolutely.
the level of cleanliness they had as a standard versus my
Yes.
own. And mine was, compared to theirs, quite high. Not to say that they're pigs, they're not. They weren't. The house was clean, but it was not to my standards of,
Yeah.
like, clean. I mean,
I agree with you.
I remember like with my housemates, not you guys, but
Yeah.
like long time ago, I was the only one vacuuming.
I know what you mean.
I was the only one vacuuming,
I know what you mean.
and there was this one instance where I was able to go into my housemate's bedroom because I need to grab something for her,
Yes.
and it was dusty.
Oh god.
Like I started watering. Like it was, I nearly had
Do you have asthma?
no.
Okay. Because I feel like the moment I
our
walk
family
into
does,
yeah,
but
I know,
like,
I have asthma. I'd walk into the room and immediately start coughing.
oh, it was dusty. Like
Yes.
there was dust bunnies
Oh
everywhere.
gosh.
And we didn't even have a good vacuum. It wasn't like a Dyson or anything. It was just, and it was corded.
Oh,
It had a bag. It was a
wow.
bag corded
Wow.
vacuum.
Ancient times.
Ancient times.
I also apparently have very high standards of cleanliness.
Yeah.
I feel like the only person that surpasses you and I is Vincent.
Yes,
I
because
loved living with
his
Vincent.
is even, it's like, it's God level.
Yeah, God level.
Yeah, if he spots any single thing, it's over for you.
Absolutely. He'll be like on the counter getting like the things at the top of the door
like,
frames.
yeah. Our cupboards here at our house, at the top, clean.
Yes.
Clean, and there's a map on there.
Oh, there is a map.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
that
efficient.
yeah,
I
so
love
that
it.
it doesn't get dirty again.
Yes, I love that.
But the reason I had this on this list is because it having to understand that people's cleanliness aren't going to be the same level as yours.
Yes.
And it's okay.
Yes,
because-
the it's okay part is big.
Yeah, it's okay. Like when you wake up and you go, okay, you know what? I'm not going to get mad at my housemate because they're not as clean as me, and you just live your life like that. It's much better.
Absolutely. Definitely a give or take.
Yeah.
And as long as the other person is also putting in the effort and you recognize the effort, it can be okay.
Correct. All right. Next thing on the list. This is a bit more pretentious, but I think you agree with me. But good quality furniture
Yes.
is really expensive.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes, because that is like the lifesaver of moving out for me.
Yes.
But obviously we want good quality furniture, but sometimes you can't afford it straight away.
No, you can't. I mean, I think most of our furniture that we've had, like even when we moved in together, a lot of it was from Facebook Marketplace or IKEA.
Yes.
And like, God love IKEA. Like it's, if
My
you're
house is
moving
like a
out,
showroom.
if you're moving out for the first time, IKEA is your best friend.
Yes.
Or Kmart. But then you get to a point in your life where you're like, no more.
Absolutely. The washing machine I bought for the house is very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's no longer, it's not from Facebook Marketplace.
No.
It's fresh out the box.
10 kilo
Yeah.
load. Yeah. And it's like amazing. Has all these different settings, has Wi-Fi connection. Like it's bougie.
Wait, excuse me. Why
Yeah.
can you turn it on from your phone?
Yes,
then?
I can. But I agree with you. I think the hard thing about good quality things though is when you're in a share house.
Yeah, because you know what else is tough? When other people bring in their own furniture.
Yes, and it doesn't match the vibes and the aesthetics of the house.
And you're like, oh, well, I have to live with this, but also like I'd put it in the garage.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Like my house again looks like an IKEA showroom. And I'm very minimalistic. Japandi is the style.
Yes, that is the style.
But then when you guys moved out, I had a different housemate who had different furniture that stayed in the garage.
Yeah. Next thing on the list is candles are vital.
Yes, I agree.
That is.
And jumping on mood lighting.
Oh, yeah. I remember you teaching me about mood lighting.
Yes. So, because we don't like to use the big lights in our house as if you can avoid it.
Because it's expensive.
It's expensive and we can't afford things anymore.
Yes.
But also, it just sets the mood when you've got like little lamps around the house and little candles that smell really good as well.
It's actually quite energy saving.
Yes.
But the reason I had candles in here because I hate the smell of air fresheners. So whenever I like have people over, like air fresheners remind me of toilets or bathrooms, right? Or a car.
Yes.
Or a hospital, like something like extremely like blend 20 clean antibacterial. But a candle is a lot more welcoming.
Yes.
Right? Like it's not in your face like a year 8 boy wearing links.
Did you grow up having candles in your house?
Yeah, but they were never turned on.
Mine's opposite. My mom had them everywhere.
Right.
So that my dad was like, why are they always on? They smell so much. But
that's why
my mom was two steps ahead.
Yeah, it hides the smell of cooking.
Yes.
You take a massive poo and turn on a candle and no one would ever know.
It just feels like it also just makes your house a home.
Yes, exactly. Shout out to Dusk.
Glass house fragrances.
Yes. God, those are really good but pricey.
Yes, they are, but they're worth it.
And the final thing on my list is there's nothing wrong with sharing brackets a little bit, but have your limits.
Yes, I agree. okay, I have a story about not to talk shade on any of my housemates.
Yep.
But one time, I think I had extra like Korean fried chicken in the fridge.
Yep.
And I was like to one of my housemates, oh, hey, I got some extra chicken. My old housemates. I was like, I've got my extra chicken, have some. And then so he had some, which was fine. And I was working after hours shift. So the next day I was like, yes, I've got some chicken to have for like dinner or whatever, lunch, whenever I woke up.
Mhm.
And I opened my fridge and it was gone.
No.
It was eaten. All of it was
Yeah,
eaten.
I feel like everyone who's had housemates has gone through that.
I was very
And
sad.
it's devastating because you look forward to it.
Yeah.
And then you open the fridge, gone.
Gone. And I was like, what? Who ate my chicken?
Yeah, so I put like, there's nothing wrong with Shane because you and I both grew up
Yes.
only child, and you'll
Yes.
hear that a lot. I think we've said it twice just in for episode 1, and now we're saying it again. I think it was, because it's the thing. Growing up as an only child, like you don't learn how to share.
You have no one to share with.
Yeah, you have no one to share with, so everything is yours and yours alone. And moving in with housemates, you kind of have to like share things like sugar, rice,
Yeah.
just like the small
I feel
things.
like that's okay.
Like you also have to have your limits because when you let people take anything, they will take everything.
Absolutely. So I agree with you on that, like spices and like sauces.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
When we start moving into the bigger stuff like milk and meat and
Eggs, even eggs, no, because eggs, you count them. There's just
yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna finish it, replace it.
yeah. Other people, like when I was in living with other people, they love sharing their things,
Yes.
but I would always turn it down with the expectation
That they're expecting you to share their
but
things. Interesting.
turns out,
They were just nice.
yeah,
And you were just a bitch.
yeah. So here they are.
So
like,
the problem is you.
yeah, so here they are sharing,
Yes.
and me being like, nah, I'm all good because I don't want you touching my stuff.
That is called hypervigilance.
Yeah. And then them being like, it's okay if I grab some of your things because I asked you to share with my things. And I'm like, no,
that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. And then
I think you still have to ask.
and then you also have to be careful what you agree to saying yes to
Yes.
because that's a gateway
Absolutely.
to anything, right?
Absolutely.
Like, oh, you start off with the milk, and then the milk becomes everything you own in the
else.
fridge.
Exactly. I agree with you. But yeah, also if you do use it, just replace it. Easy.
Yes.
Replace it in a timely manner.
Do you have any more on your list?
I have a taboo one.
Oh, okay. Controversial.
Sex in the house with when the housemates are having sex in the house.
What did you learn? Sorry, you just stayed in the back.
Sorry, my dot point was again living people with that is in your family. Learning to be okay with that, but also hide.
No. But also,
I mean, everyone's gonna do their thing, right?
Yeah, but there's bedrooms.
Yes, there's boundaries.
There's bedrooms, and the bedrooms have doors for a reason. And yes, if you are 100% sure that no one's in the house, lock your doors. Like if you have 2 locks, lock both of them, just so you have enough time to run back into the room if something was going on, right? Like, but if you're not sure and you haven't done a proper check, don't.
Yes, just do it in the bedroom. It's
yeah,
fine.
don't start because you have no idea who you're about to traumatize and who you're about to trap in their room for 30 minutes.
These are traumatized trap. Strong words.
Because let's say, you're the one stuck in the room because your housemate and their partner started doing it outside in the common area. You can't then go out into the bathroom and flush the toilet or like go to the kitchen, make yourself a little snack. Nothing. You're stuck in that room. Put your headphones on and pray to good Lord Jesus that it's a quick one.
It's over soon. But yeah, so managing that in the household has been fun.
When we were living together, I think it was managed quite well.
I think so too. But I feel like, I think it was managed pretty well between the 4 of us.
Yeah. I think we were a lot more careful. Yeah.
Yes, but I feel it also works when you have like-minded people in the household because it can rub
Everyone
people
knows.
the wrong
Well,
way.
it's rubbing someone.
It's rubbing. So like, things I've had to learn is being okay with other people having sex in the house and I'm there.
All right. Anything else?
What else do I have? Dealing with loneliness, which is something you actually said earlier.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Learning to do that. Like you don't have your parents to sort of
Yeah.
be there in the background. And sometimes you don't even have like housemates there, even if you do live in a share house. Sometimes everyone lives this busy life. So having to handle loneliness on your own and being okay with it and sitting with it. That's a one I learnt.
It'll be fine. Your housemates will come home.
Eventually. Oh, they have a cat.
And or you get a cat. Yeah. Or you get a cat,
a dog.
a pet. Yeah. Cats are perfect. I love cats. We love cats.
Cats are part of a pyramid scheme, I believe. I loved cats ever since I lived with you. My other point from the loneliness part was being sick alone.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Oh, actually, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's hard.
I remember the first time I was sick and I was bedridden sick, right?
It's so difficult.
And no one's going to drive you to Coles or to the chemist.
You can't even get up to cook something for yourself.
No. So you have to just either starve to death.
Yes.
Or you bring your sick self into the car and drive yourself to the chemist.
Yep.
To the doctor or to the supermarket. But yeah, I remember I was bedridden and I couldn't cook. I was really just I need some noodle soup.
Yeah.
So I had to drag my sorry self into the car, drive myself to Coles and there's the chemist next to Coles. So I was like, all right, Hydrolyte.
Yeah.
Getting that.
Hydrate yourself.
And then noodles.
Yes, hydrate yourself.
But that was really tough. And I hated it because it was if I don't eat, I'm not going to get better and I'm going to die here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, the one good thing that came from COVID is supermarket delivery.
That is true. This was before COVID.
Exactly. Because when I was bedridden, I had the same thought of how do I get myself to go to the chemist or to Coles? And thank God for COVID, Coles delivers.
It's so normal that you can even get it delivered to you within hours.
Absolutely.
But back then you'd have to pre-order and premeditate that whole situation.
Yes. And when you don't have the strength to do anything, it's hard to plan these things.
It's so hard, but you take that last bit of energy that you have and you go, okay, I'm just going to have to do it.
So you survived, but it taught you resilience?
Did it?
Survival skills.
Survival skills, definitely.
My last one is we have food at home is a big one for me.
Which is something that your parents always told you or me. Us.
Yes.
It's when you go past a Macca's or any restaurant or you're oh, I'm hungry, I'll have this. And they're no, there's rice at home.
There's rice at home.
There's rice at home. What do you want?
Also, inflation's really bad right now. So that's something I learned since I moved out because I was notorious for always going out to eat all the time. Yeah. Which I do enjoy every now and then still, but now that I am,
you got to remind yourself there's food at home.
There's food at home.
And then if you keep eating out and you don't eat that food, it goes to waste.
Exactly. So
that's not girl math.
Yeah, I was saying that's not girl math.
So that's all for today's episode. We will see you next week. But before we go, we'll put up a questionnaire or two on the Spotify for this episode. Give it an answer. You can answer on your phone. I don't think you can answer on your desktop.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was that's devices.
Yes.
That's just a word I created. So there'll be some questions there, but we would love to hear your feedback. We'd love to get some reviews as well. 5 stars, 3 stars. I'll settle for 3 stars. 3 stars isn't that bad, but I'll happily take a 5.
My standards are low.
I'll happily take a 5. We'll happily take a 5.
Yes.
Send us a message if you want on Instagram or TikTok.
Yes.
You can find us at Hazel and Marion on Instagram and TikTok. If you don't know how to spell my name, you will see it on this podcast. See you guys later.
See you then. Bye.